Hi, I'm Liesel Rigsby, the Energetic Matchmaker. And today I want to talk to you about fear. The energy that can keep us really in resistance, right? The energy that can keep us blocked. The energy that keeps that flow that I talked about in the last video from moving through you. And one of the things that I know personally for me about fear is if I'm really afraid of something and I actually face the fear and I look at it, I always have a profound shift. And so that's why this week I'm doing something that I have been afraid of for, 10 years. And I'm doing a 10-day silent meditation retreat. It's called a Vipassana, for those of you who aren't familiar with the concept. It's 10 days in silence and in meditation with 80 other people that are going on this retreat here in Bali. And there's no connection with other people. No eye contact, no communication, just me in silence, in meditation. And I'm a really social person. I really like to be connected. I like to meditate, but I like to come out and be connected and connect with you guys and my tribe and connect with my circle and my friends and my husband. And I really love and feed on that social connection. And so for me to go away for 10 days and have no social connection, no communication with anyone else is really terrifying. And I know that by me moving through this fear, I'm going to have a big shift. And I learned this from one of my teachers, maybe about 6 years ago now. My daughter's 6. When I was pregnant with my daughter, I was terrified that Craig was going to die, that my husband was going to die while I was pregnant. I was just absolutely convinced. Like every time he would go mountain biking, I thought he was going to fall and crack his neck. Every time that he would get in the car, I was just terrified that something was going to happen to him. And my teacher said to me, okay, I want you to go home and I want you to sit in that fear. I want you to go through the whole scenario. He dies. What happens? Go through the funeral, plan it all out. And I was like, are you crazy? I'm not doing that. She's like, you don't have the power to make him die. You facing your fear is not going to do anything to him, but you holding this fear is keeping you in resistance, is keeping you in this tightness and keeping you really stuck. And so I did it. I went and I sat with it and I went through the whole thing as if it really happened, and I grieved and I thought about his parents flying out and I thought about the whole funeral and what I would do and what would happen to me afterwards. And what I realized was I would survive. I would actually make it. And that surprised me because I was so scared that I thought if anything ever happened to him, I would die. And what I found out in facing my fear was that the fear had so much power by me not being willing to look at it. And once I really looked at it, the hold on me started to release, and I started to soften and relax and trust more. So I have given the same assignment to several of my clients, well, to many of my clients actually, to pretend that the universe, God, source, came and told you that you are never going to have a partner. And to completely face that fear, to go into it, to allow it, to think about it, to ruminate on it, to face it completely and see what happens. Would you survive it? What would it do for you if you weren't living in the grips of the fear of being alone? If you weren't living in the grips of the fear of not finding love? So really, I want you to take that assignment. If you're afraid of being alone, if you're afraid that you're not going to find love, I invite you to just look at it, face it, go into it, dig into it, live it for a little bit, and see what happens for you. See if you can go through the darkness and out the other side. Okay? So that's my invitation for you. And if you really are feeling like, I really wanted to have a soulmate session with her, but I was afraid to apply. Or if you're feeling like, I really wanted to do that, I really wanted to have this one-on-one conversation with Liesel, I'm going to still take applications for just a few more days, and I'll review them when I get back from my retreat, which is in about 2 weeks. 2 weeks of being offline completely. That's scary for me. So if you are still wanting a soulmate session, go ahead and apply. There's still time. And in the meantime, go ahead and face your fear. Whatever it is, just look at it. It won't eat you, I promise.